The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
Edward's big idea. The next morning, the Fat Controller came to Tidmouth Sheds.
Thomas has gone for a checkup. He's at the repair yard, boomed the Fat Controller. So I need another engine to pull Annie and Clarabel until he comes back.
Edward can do it, shouted Henry. He knows how to do everything.
You know, Henry, I was just thinking the same thing, said the Fat Controller. I'm sure Edward would do a grand job.
Emily spoke up.
But sir, Edward hasn't been on Thomas's branch before. Won't he need some help?
No way, puffed Henry. He's one of the greatest engines in the world. You always have loads of ideas.
Sure I do. But who's going to do my shunting at Wellsworth?
Gordon will. Remember from last episode?
Oh yeah, because I was cross from what happened with the beach huts, so now I have to do all your stupid work. So, off, grumbled Gordon, and he sulked away. But Edward was worried. He hadn't run Thomas's branch line before, so Topham Hatt told Edward to collect Annie and Clarabel and take passengers through the station just like on his branch. Edward wanted to ask how Thomas runs his branch line, but he didn't want to look silly in front of Henry. I don't want Henry and the Fat Controller to think I can't do Thomas's branch line, puffed Edward. I'll have to work out how to run it by myself. When Edward arrived at the coach depot, Annie and Clarabel were waiting for him, but they were not pleased to see Edward at all.
Oh no, it's the musty blue scrap iron. What are you doing here?
Edward plucked up courage.
Well, if you must know, I'm to look after you two today.
There's no way you'll do a good job,
said Annie.
First we have to take some workmen to the quarry, and then take some passengers to market.
Edward doesn't know which job to do first, and he puffed away.
Maybe I should pick up the workmen, Edward sighed. Or maybe the passengers.
Edward puffed up to the junction. Percy was waiting there.
Hello, Edward,
whistled Percy.
Are you helping us on the branch line today?
Yes, puffed Edward.
Oh boy, you'll be good at that, whistled Percy. You know how to do everything.
Edward really wanted to ask Percy which passengers he should pick up first, but Edward didn't want to look silly. The signal changed. Edward watched Percy puff away with his trucks. Edward was now very worried.
Because of Henry, everyone thinks I know how to do everything, Edward moaned. I hope I can get it right.
Edward decided to pick up a passenger from Maron Station, but Edward didn't know that this isn't the stop Thomas goes. Annie and Clarabel were very cross.
What are you doing, Edward? We don't collect our passengers here.
Oh, botheration, mumbled Edward.
Just then, Henry raced by with the express.
Hello, Edward, he whistled.
What are you doing on the main line? Edward took no notice. He raced off as fast as he could. He was so busy worrying and rushing
but he didn't notice that trouble at the corner. Oliver and Duck were having trouble with a line of troublesome trucks at the points. Just then they heard a whistle.
Ah! A vampire!
Oliver? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, sorry, Duck. I thought I saw a vampire.
What do you want with us?
No, Oliver, it's not a vampire. It's only Edward with Annie and Clarabelle. And he doesn't look like he's going to stop in time and he's going to crash into us. Oh.
Oh, holy
Truckloads went everywhere. I'll never deliver the passengers on time now, he moaned. Edward felt terrible. Soon John McClane arrived to clear the mess. Edward knew now he really needed help. I can't get the job done on the branch line, he said sadly. Then Edward saw an old line just around the corner. This gave him an idea. A shortcut, puffed Edward. If I go that way, I can still get a movement to the quarry on time. And he puffed off. Edward puffed along the old line. Must get to the quarry! Must get to the quarry! Edward puffed. Soon he arrived at the quarry just in time. Bill and Ben were very surprised to see Edward.
Hello, Edward,
whistled Ben. What's it like working on Thomas's branch line? Asked Bill. It was hard work, explained Edward. I was quite happy with my own branch line.
Edward, they're really sorry me and Aunt Clarabelle checked at you,
said Annie. Yeah, said Clarabelle. You're the best engine there is. Yeah, 3 cheers for Edward, cheered the workers. Edward felt proud. Then Edward raced off to a market to pick up the passengers. When Edward arrived at the market, Thomas was there. Thank you, Edward, said Thomas. You're a very good friend indeed. Everyone was happy. Everyone knew Edward was a wise engine, but now Edward felt even wiser.